okay?
Mm-hmm.
How does my makeup look?
Very romantic.
I am romantic.
Alright, we're back!
Alright!
It's been a while.
It's been a bit.
Has it been a while? It's been a while.
1 month.
1 month.
Happy New Year.
Happy late New Year.
It's already February, but...
Well, you know, we needed a little breather.
Yeah.
Gave everyone a break from...
It was busy.
Seeing our wonderful faces.
We were poor after New Year's.
Poor in energy.
Poor in funds.
Poor in funds, too. What aren't we all? What's going on? What are we doing today? What's with the hearts on your face?
You tell me. You stuck them on me.
We are doing a Valentine's Day exploding box.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was either until I saw them on Pinterest, as usual.
And?
And it's this. Oh. So
that doesn't look exploding.
I know, but once you open it, it goes bang.
It goes bang.
Well, no, but your heart will when you open it. So we're gonna jump into the tutorial. This is a pretty heavy-duty tutorial. There's just lots going on. Check the blog. Make sure you always check the blog. We're gonna have supplies. We'll have templates for like the cutouts and everything for this. Lots of great pictures, of course, and like tips and hints and any little extra things that you might need to know about the box. So all right, let's jump into the tutorial.
All right.
All right, jumping into another tutorial for the Valentine's Day exploding gift box. I am scoring the marks for the corners of each box. It's a 12 by 12 inch piece of paper divided into 4 inch by 4 inch squares. So you see me here scoring the lines of each square that I'm dividing this box into. I'm using the back of that hobby blade, not the blade, just the back. It helps fold the paper since it's quite heavy scrapbooking paper. I've cut an extra square that's also the same dimension, 4 inches by 4 inches, to create a stencil for the heart corners you'll see of the exploding box. This just helps tracing so that everything stays consistent. And remember, when you're cutting the heart stencil, you want to preserve the lines of the box. So you'll see each corner edge there will line up with the corner edges of the boxes on your large piece of paper. So just keep that in mind when you're creating that stencil. And then just trace each corner with the heart stencil, and then go ahead and cut out just the heart corners. So for all the dimensions and any of the measurements, I know this tutorial is going to go quite quickly, so you can find all of the information, a PDF document that I actually found online with all of the measurements for each layer of this box. It just helps if I link to that instead of trying to describe it in the video, since it just goes way too fast. I don't want you to have to like stop and reverse and stop and reverse. So once you're done cutting out those heart corners, you're going to go ahead and score the lines through the center of the hearts. So directly, diagonally, as you can see, it's so that you can fold the heart so that the box can all kind of collapse in on itself, the heart corners especially. So all I do is I take the ruler, and just kind of mark out where I want my score lines to end, because you don't want to score all the way through the paper. And remember, if you're using a hobby blade to score, don't use the sharp edge. Don't cut the paper. Just lightly press and create those fold lines. So you can see it makes it much easier to fold an even edge there without it getting all kind of lumpy and whatnot. You know what it's like to fold dense paper. So, and that's just a little wooden stick that I have. It's actually from I think some clay modeling kit I had, but you could use like a popsicle stick. I just needed something that was clean because my ruler edge had marker marks and was leaving marks on my project, and we don't want that. So then once you finish those score marks and folding, you can go ahead and try and fold in. So what we call those folds are valleys. So the valley of the fold is the valley of the folds line. So you're folding inwards towards the box of the heart so that it can collapse in on itself. If you've done any origami, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And there you are. So that's the outer edge. We're going to go ahead and do the inner edge now. So what I've done is cut a slightly smaller stencil. Well, it's not a stencil, but it's, you know, a slightly smaller version of that box, but I've cut the whole corners out entirely. Instead of leaving the heart marks or the hearts, I've cut out those corners, and it's slightly smaller than the main outer edge paper. again, those measurements will be on the blog. And then again, score the lines, score the inner box and fold on those lines. And you'll see here how it all kind of sits, how we have it planned out. So you'll see that it's slightly smaller than the outer edge, just so that, you know, you get that layered effect. And you could even do, I only do 2 layers, but you could do more than that. You could do 3 or 4, depending on just how dense you want your box. So now I'm measuring out and cutting the lid. It is, again, the measurements will be on the blog. So again, you're going to use the back of your blade to score for easier folding. And then you're actually going to use the blade to cut a small slit on each edge of the square. This creates a tab that will fold up and towards the other edge so that you can actually seal, like adhere it to the box so that it creates a lid. It's so hard to put into words what I'm doing right now, like it really is. So it's kind of, bear with me while you watch the video. See, it creates those tabs, and those tabs will line up with the other edge, and then it creates a box. I'm sure it's not rocket science, but you know. And I use just double-sided tape to get those tabs to stick. You could use glue, but I think double-sided tape just sticks faster. You don't have to wait for it to dry. And that's kind of the plan. That's the plan. So I bought those sheets of paper, scrapbook. It's just a scrapbooking stack. I got it at Michael's. Washi tape, anything I thought was Valentine's related. I mean, they were just stocked full at Michael's. Some of my excess craft supplies that I had at home too. Like, I mean, Valentine's Day is just all the colors, all the greatest colors. I bought a bag of foamy hearts that are sticky on the back, and they were like $5. I think they're for children, but who cares? It was awesome. And they actually turned out to be the most fun to use for this box. My best advice when it comes to planning out each, I guess you'd call them each panel, just prepare in advance a motif for each panel before adhering it to anything. That way you don't have to commit right away until you see sort of the whole project together and get an idea for how the colors work together, the patterns work together, and like how you want it to look and present itself. So before you adhere anything, just sort of plan out what you want to do. And you can kind of see that I've done that in the corner there. You can see I've got one panel with the like brown envelope. What I've done is I've planned each panel, and then I decide, okay, yeah, I liked how that looked together. I liked how this, like, didn't like this. Let's take this, or this was too plain. And then once I was satisfied, I went ahead and started adhering all the little pieces. It just makes it so much easier, and like you don't have to worry about committing when, oh no, like this pattern didn't work, or this was uneven, or whatever, right? I made that little origami box. I found the link on Pinterest, and I will definitely include that link in the blog post that matches this tutorial on our website. So remember to check out wakkuwakku.com for all the extra information you're looking for, all the measurements, all the links to this stuff, all the supplies, and all the tools that we use for this. It is actually surprisingly easy. It's just time consuming. It takes a number of hours to kind of get everything, you know, measured out, cut out, plan each panel. So just be prepared to commit a few hours to this project, or you could do it over a few days if you're, you know, somebody who's good at time management. And like I said, I use double tape for a lot of this project. I did use glue for some of the panels. It's all your preference. I think double-sided tape just makes the project go a little bit faster. You don't have to wait for things to dry. And if you're using a thinner paper than cardstock, glue can tend to warp a lighter weight paper, so double-sided tape won't do that. However, this is cardstock that I'm using and scrapbooker kind of level paper, so it was pretty dense, but those striped pink and white sheets were a little bit thinner, and that's why I opted to use the double-sided tape. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're working on this. Plus, double-sided tape just makes things go faster. Those little foamy hearts were like stickers, basically. So they had a little sheet that you could peel off the back and just stick it right on. So that was great. I guess my best advice for this box is to just, you know, measure twice, cut once, of course. Just be careful with that. And just plan your panels ahead of time and be comfortable with what you're doing before you commit to gluing everything down, because once it's glued, and then you have to go and make that whole panel again or make that whole layer again, and that's the part that takes a lot of time too. So again, if you're curious and I don't explain anything clear enough, please send me a message, comment on the YouTube video, send me a message on Instagram, send me a message on the blog, and I will get back to you within minutes, I promise, unless I'm sleeping, unless it's nighttime where I am and not where you are. But if it's daytime, I will get back to you immediately with answers. So you don't need to worry about that. This is just like a really great little box for Valentine's Day, I think especially. I mean, you could do this kind of thing for someone's birthday or for any holiday really, or for no reason at all, because you're just that nice. But I think it's just really sweet for Valentine's Day because it's one of those holidays that's not huge, but it's not something I think that should go unrecognized either. I mean, who doesn't want to take an opportunity to tell somebody that they think they're great? I mean, Valentine's Day is just great that way. So and surprisingly enough, I found this project to be fairly inexpensive, even though it looks like a lot. The stickers are next to nothing. The scrapbooking paper is probably what cost the most, and that's only because I bought it in pads, so like big, 48 sheet pads, which I actually got one of them on sale, the one that doesn't have patterns, so all the pink shades you're seeing, I got that on sale for $12, and then I got the pattern book, which was a little bit more money. I think it was about $30, but you get a ton of paper, and so I thought, well, for future projects and that kind of thing, it's really handy. And there you have it. There's the kind of the finished panels. We created a little box to go on the inside. I mean, you can opt to do that or not. You can put whatever you want in the center there. If you want to put something else like a ring box, maybe, that'll work too. But I do have the dimensions and everything for that smaller box. It's basically just similar to making the layers in this box. So. And then you want to just, basically when you go to fold it all together, just kind of decide where those hearts will squeeze into nicely. And then, commit to that and then put the lid on. And then once you've put the lid on and everything, it kind of sucks everything in nicely. So yeah, there you have it. And again, check out the blog for more information. And if you make one yourself, be sure you tag us on Instagram at Wakku Wakku World. And thanks for watching.
Oh, there we go. Now I'm your height.
You got it?
I'm eye level.
I thought you were going to poke me in the eye.
Well, no. I've done that before, but...
Yeah, it hurts.
Okay, so you haven't seen the box opened, so
No.
we're going to do that together.
What's in the box, Mara? What's in the box?
Well, what would you want to find in a box like this?
Money. Success.
Well, yeah, that's in there. There's
A grilled cheese sandwich.
potential for it. Well, I'm actually could eat that right now.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I'm gonna just open this because you have bad
Okay.
Yeah, things aren't.
Let's do it.
You're never gonna guess. All right.
Ah! Hey!
Yeah, yeah.
Hey! Wow!
Look at that.
Wow!
Little box in the middle.
It's no grilled cheese sandwich, but it'll do.
Pretty impressive, I think. I
Yeah.
mean, how would you feel if you got this for Valentine's Day?
Show the camera. Can the camera see?
Yeah, oh yeah, the camera can see all this stuff. All this stuff.
Wow!
Just do a quick little. What's that like? Shopping channel music? Something like that.
Something like that. Wow, that's really good. I can see that you use some of your crafts to put on my face.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually obsessed with these little foamy things. They're so fun.
They feel nice.
They're so fun to play with. I want to stick them on every
They're
time.
pokey. They feel like you want to squeeze them. Ah!
I just wanna-
I told you not to hit me.
I didn't. I just poked.
Felt like it hit.
Well, that's because you're a wimp.
Whatever. Show the camera. Beautiful. So
yeah, that's it. And everything's in the tutorial, so they all know how to make it now. You guys gotta check the blog.
WakkuWakku.com.
Any more details, wakkuwakku.com. And there'll be supplies. There'll be all the good stuff that you need to know, all the information. Make sure you like our Instagram or go check it out, follow, subscribe.
Ask us questions on YouTube.
Yeah, if you got questions, message me. I will answer you now. If you text me now, message me on, you slide into my DMs, I will respond now. But yeah, that's it. Happy Valentine's Day.
Until next.
We got another Valentine's Day tutorial. And yeah, check that out. So happy Valentine's Day to all you
Valentiners.
Valentiners, yeah.